We started planning in around February 2022, and we thought we had plenty of time at that point to put the concept together, work out what we were going to do, look for a venue, and then arrange all the exhibitors that would come. And originally we started off thinking we would go for one big venue, which is the traditional way that model railway exhibitions are put together. In the end, there were some challenges around finding a single venue that was both affordable and had all the facilities that we wanted for the exhibition. And so we settled on a more dispersed event, and as we kind of brainstormed it and went through it, we ended up effectively with 7 venues, starting at the Town Museum and ending at the Swan Centre in Willsborough, adjacent to the old railway works, with a number of venues in between. And actually that really worked in our favour, because it actually brought more organisations into the event and meant we could offer a wider range of things for our visitors to visit over the weekend. So once the library exhibition was set up, it also served as a bit of an advertising and promotion for the main weekend. The next challenge was to make sure that at all of the venues we could be set up and running in time. So a couple of the venues looked after themselves. So the Coach Works did a great job laying on music and a beer festival over the weekend, and they were pretty self-contained. The Ashford Model Railway Club looked after the Model Railway exhibition in the Swan Centre, and Anne Austin from Tales from the Tracks looked after the Alfred Arms. So with all of that happening in parallel, we at AIMREC focused on our arrangements in Ashford College and in the Elwick Club. And that's when most of the work was done on the Friday, getting set up, and then early on the Saturday morning for certainly part of the Elwick Club, where we could only get into one of the rooms from about 7 o'clock on the Saturday morning. So it was quite a late night on the Friday and quite an early start on the Saturday to be ready for the 10 o'clock opening for visitors. Model railway exhibitions take place around the country at various times throughout the year, and there are always people willing to bring their model railway layouts to display and share with others. So there were a few that I knew would fit with the concept of Ashford on 80, those that had a southeastern or a Kent or an Ashford based a theme to their railway, and a number of those went down with the Ashford Model Railway Club down in the Swan Centre. There was a couple of layouts there that I'd seen at previous exhibitions that I thought would fit well, and that I knew with a venue like the College, which is a really nice, large, spacious venue, we could give them a setting that people could really enjoy them. And one in particular was a layout called the Dovey Valley Railway, which is actually 46 years old. It's nothing to do with Kent, although Dick, who runs it, comes from Tilmanstone. It's based on the Welsh narrow gauge railways. And it was a layout that inspired me back in the 1980s when I was really getting into model railways. It featured in the Railway Modeller, and it was such a beautiful piece of modelling. It hasn't been seen out much in the last 8 or 10 years, and I thought it'd be quite a coup to get that and give that a really good setting at the College on the first floor, which it did, and I know people really enjoyed seeing that. It's still, the modelling in it is so good, it's lasted nearly 50 years. There were 2 specific exhibits which took a little more logistical planning than others. Through our research, we'd identified that a model of what's called a Bullied Pacific was made in 1951 for the Festival of Britain. Via a bit of a process, I managed to track the model down to a private railway in Surrey, and we arranged with the permission of the owner, Norman Hampshire, to go and collect it and do a kind of miniature train truckers exercise. And it became a kind of our star attraction for the weekend in the ground floor of the College. Once we'd found one apprentice model, we went looking for another one, And through more research, we found a model that had been made by the last apprentice cohort at the Railway Works in 1981, which was in the museum on the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch. It brought in people who were actually the apprentices who worked on both of those models, and their families and people that remembered it, and gave a really nice feel. I mean, I'd said in my notes to the event that it would be deemed a success if we got some people back together again. They'd made some connections through their career on the railways or through their career at the Railway Works, and actually I know for sure that we achieved that, and that was a really, really good outcome for me. We were very happy to have that number of people in, and they weren't all rail enthusiasts either. It was people with a connection to the Railway Works. It was families who'd come to find out a bit more about the railway history, and I hope they all left knowing a little more than when they came. For me, it's definitely a stepping point, because it shows we're able to break out of maybe people's conceptions about what AIMREC is or what AIMREC does. We're very keen to engage on a broad level and to a broad cross-section of people. And I think being able to lay on an event like Ashford 180 at multiple venues with quite a lot of different content just gives us confidence for the future about how we would create something that would have a universal and lasting appeal and not just be a one-off.